The first budget of the second Modi government is out, and Nirmala Sitharaman has become the first full-time woman finance minister to present the budget. We spoke exclusively to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. We specifically asked her about the government's plans for Make in India, the fuel tax hike and the exemptions made for the middle class. Listen in.
Because the way in which investment is being invited, we are also ironed out the wrinkles that prevail in the banking sector. The twin budget problems that we had have all been sorted out, and I expect from now a greater opening in areas where there is immense opportunity. The sunrise sectors, which I've listed in my budget speech, and also together with it in each sector also looking at what other things will have to be done so that that ecosystem develops. Like for civil aviation, even as I talk about it, I'm talking about MRO for all the aircrafts, building the capacity for it. And these will slowly integrate into the larger Make in India picture, particularly with the defense getting the kind of allocations that they've raised. It's after all the first budget of this government. And various other incentives are being given to the middle class, whether you're buying your affordable houses, whether you're looking at buying of electrical vehicles. The net benefit that is reaching you is higher, and also through the GST, commodity prices have all come down, product prices have all come down. The rates have been synchronized in such a way that you don't have to pay too much tax. Double taxation has been avoided. Isn't that money in your pocket? Whilst we are encouraging renewable energy, use of electrical vehicles, there are times when we also have to see how much can be spent on fossil fuel. And it's not so much punishing, but also government investing in public transport, better and efficient public transport. Shouldn't we be looking at the direction of now public transport substituting private mobility from the point of view of every one of us using, fossil fuels? So there is a reason. We'll have to see how it goes, because it's a question of the money going in for creating better roads. And after all, better roads, better ports, better connectivity are all for you and me. It's for rich and poor.
Now, this year's budget was not a populist one, but Nirmala Sitharaman covered a host of areas in her maiden budget. Let's have a look. The headlines, in fact, are emerging that by next year, India will be $3 trillion economy. The focus is on boosting domestic and foreign investment. Now, this is not a populist budget. There are no changes in income tax slabs, but good news for home buyers, more tax relief on home loans. Now, the rich will have to pay more taxes, a higher surcharge for those who earn more than 2 crores a year. Now, let's tell you about the big picture. This budget tries to address economic slowdown. So, corporate tax for small companies is down to 25%. This means that they can hire more people, which means more jobs. Now, companies with an annual turnover of 400 crores will be eligible for this. Now, for small traders, let's have a look. Well, there's a reason to cheer for them. They will get a pension. Shopkeepers with a turnover of less than 1.5 crores will be entitled to a monthly pension of 3,000 rupees. If you own a business, you need a capital to run it. A major source for this would be the public sector banks. The government is helping them. A fund injection of 70,000 crores for PSU banks. Now, next we come to startups. A major pain point has been eased. Angel tax, which is tax on the funding they get, has been slashed. Other moves have been announced to help them too. And then there are some sector-specific moves for agriculture. The allocation has been the maximum increase. Special emphasis has been given on zero-budget farming. Now, this is a form of natural farming that is self-sustainable and is done with minimum external intervention. Then we come to infrastructure, major focus area again. Now, the National Highway Program will be restructured. This will create a highway grid for better connectivity. Rivers will be used for cargo transportation. Railway infra will get a major push. 50 lakh crores have been set aside for that. The government will promote public-private partnership in railway projects. Now, next on the list is digital payments. The government remains intent to promote this. A tax on cash withdrawals of more than 1 crore has been introduced just for this. PM Modi has congratulated the finance minister on the budget. He said that this is a budget for new India and it will help the economy.
ये बजट आशा, विश्वास और आकांक्षा का बजट है। ये बजट 21वीं सदी के भारत की अपेक्षाओं को पूरा करने और न्यू इंडिया के निर्माण में एक अहम कड़ी साबित होगा। ये बजट वर्ष 2022 यानी आजादी के 75 वर्ष से जुड़े संकल्पों को पूरा करने में देश का मार्ग निर्धारण करेगा।
In every budget, every Indian asks one question: what is it in for me? And what, in fact, has got dearer and is anything cheaper than before? Well, we tell you the products and commodities which will see a change in price after Finance Minister Sitharaman's first budget. Now, smoking is injurious to health, and in fact, after this budget, you'll burn a bigger hole in the wallet too. Cigarettes have been seen duties and cess of over 200% in the last 7 years, and this year too, Finance Minister has proposed an excise duty on tobacco products. Unlike smoking, reading is a great habit, but from now, try and order books printed in India, as the Finance Minister has proposed a 5% duty on imported books in order to give a push to domestic printing industry. Now, many people might also alter the habit of placing a bowl of dry, fruits when guests arrive. Now, Sitharaman has proposed a hike in custom duty on imported cashew nuts. And the gold is one of the most prized possessions for Indians. Might also lose a bit of glitter after this budget, as custom duty on gold has been increased by over 2.5% from 10% to 12.5%. Now, buying those sleek cars and taking them out for a long drive, both is set to become more expensive after this budget, after a hike in duty on auto parts. Not only this, the Finance Minister has also announced additional excise duty and infra cess on fuel, making it dearer by around 2 rupees a litre. Now, one of the biggest hikes that have been announced on air conditioning units, especially split ACs, which will see a price hike of nearly 10% after the budget. And now, though the ACs might get very expensive, but don't sweat about it. Finance Minister also had some good news for people at large, especially those looking to buy their dream homes. Affordable housing gets even more affordable with additional tax deductions of 1.5 lakh rupees on home loan interest. These deductions will be applicable on loans taken on or before March next year. Now, along with affordable homes, Finance Minister has also given the tech freaks something to smile about with announcements for push in single brand FDI retail, which would make some of the much sought after gadgets cheaper. Lastly, one of the big takeaways from the budget is the government's push towards green and clean mobility. Sitharaman has proposed an income tax deduction of 1.5 lakh rupees on interest paid on loans taken during the purchase of electric vehicles. Now, shifting focus to other news now, India has officially taken up the issue.